Adam Cole in NXT. I got 2 words for that shit. My boys! What the fuck is going on, man? Let's get it. In Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and the other dude, forgive me for not knowing his name, in NXT. Now I'm not too hype on the other two, Kyle O'Reilly and the other dude. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I've seen a couple of Kyle's, you know what I'm saying, matches before. I mean, he's a decent dude. Seem like they coming strong, you know what I'm saying, coming in strong. But Adam Cole, let me tell you, man, this motherfucker is only 27 years old. Doing it. And now he's in NXT. This is what the fuck I've been waiting for, like, seriously. Like, don't get me wrong, I mean, honestly, like, because some people in the indies don't have a desire to go to WWE. You know, it's like some things are just not expected. Like, I don't expect the Young Bucks to ever go to WWE. I don't expect Kenny Omega to ever go to WWE, considering the fact that they've had a run in WWE and currently watch and are aware of what the WWE can do to someone's career. Now, I mean, I feel like everybody wants to get there because, I mean, that's the big time. That's like, it's like, okay, when you're on the indie scene, it's like wrestling for, I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to put it in another way. It's like with rappers, how they do their little indie label thing. And they just bouncing around from little indie labels until they get signed to, say, Interscope or Universal or some actually big company, not even to say, no disrespect to Dr. Dre, but Aftermath started out as one of those. You know what I'm saying? And compared to Interscope, it's still one of those. It's still an indie label compared to, I mean, the bigger thing. I mean, it's a subsidiary of Interscope. But anyway, I mean, because of the wrestling industry, how things have changed with the territories, you know what I'm saying, selling out or whatever, you don't expect people to really want to go there. But I mean, there's those that do because they want to make that money, but it's those who just love the business that much that they can work the indie scene and be cool with that, such as the Young Bucks. I mean, they making their money off of merch. I mean, shit, at the end of the day, hey, that's what it's all about, right? I mean, when you sign to WWE, what you gonna be making your money off of? Appearances and merch. Now, I mean, but it's just bad when you go to the big leagues and they have this image set out for you and it's just not, and it doesn't work out. Like, I feel that they have a tendency to do that. Like with Austin Aries, I gotta be honest, man, like, it is a crying shame. It's a crying shame to see what they did to that man in WWE. They had him on NXT where he was doing fairly okay, I guess. Wasn't doing as good as he could be. But, you know what I'm saying, he was still doing okay. And then instead of having a main roster push, they throw him on 205 Live where he's feuding with Neville for the Cruiserweight belt. Now, don't get me wrong, he has some good matches in there. But is he not bigger than... And I hate saying this because, I mean, in the reviews that I've watched and the insight that I've heard on the Austin Aries situation, everybody seemed to say the same thing. But, I mean, it's a shame because you'll see someone like Bobby Roode who comes from TNA and get a decent-ass push. And he just lost his belt after winning it. No, I think this is his first time losing it since he won it against Drew McIntyre last night, who's coming back. Who's back in a... Fuck coming back. He's back in a major way. Drew McIntyre is back. Like, God damn it, G. He's back. fuck, he's back. But man, his career could have died in WWE. Drew McIntyre, like, before he left for the indie scene, his career could have been dead. They didn't have nothing for him. He had to go on the indie scene and make a name for himself. And this is something I wasn't a fan of his in WWE, but I mean, I've heard about him, you know what I'm saying, since he left and since he came back. And that's someone I can honestly say went on the indie scene, made a name for himself. Same with Cody. And with Cody Rhodes, I feel like that's a fucked up situation that they gimmicked his name. He can't use his own name, his real name. Well, actually, no, not his real name. Because his real last name, and if you didn't know, isn't Rhodes, it's Runnels. But in the business, his last name is Rhodes. That's the business family last name. But anyway, it's fucked up that they got a name that his father built elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dusty Rhodes wasn't always a WWE superstar. He wasn't a legend always. He, you know what I'm saying, worked the NWA. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't know that. Because those, and it's messed up because those who grow up on WWE, this is the message that they're getting. You're only getting what they teach you. It's like the real world, like news and shit. Like, you're only learning about the wrestling, history of wrestling, what they want you to know. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for them buying WCW, like, the library would be rather small. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, no. I mean, they got their own history since the 50s, but I mean, can you not say that WCW greatly increased, and ECW greatly increased WWE's overall video library? But anyway, that's just my thing about it. I got way off topic. The main thing is talking about gimmicks and how WWE can destroy a person's career on the indie scene. And this is what I fear about Adam Cole, because I fear they're doing that with Shinsuke Nakamura. The man is he's a rock star in Japan. He's the man out there. But out here they got him as a rock star, the artist. You know what I'm saying? The artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, I mean, it's an art in almost every type of expression. And anything that you do, there is an art to it. You know, even me driving right now, it's an art to it, because, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be calm and collected. You can't be nervous. It's an art to driving, or you're gonna be crashing somewhere. But I feel like they're gonna do this with Adam Cole. But I can't wholeheartedly say that. I feel like the crowd, because WWE do scripts, that's what really fucks up wrestlers. That's what messes them up. Like they do scripts with bad writing, or skits with bad setups. It's horrible. It's cringeworthy as hell. But that's all we get. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm just gonna sign off right here. I'll be back with another video when I get done watching the whole thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man, I was at work last night and I just heard Adam Cole debuted on NXT. I'm like, oh shit. I laughed my ass off. But yeah, so I'm gonna be back later to review NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. And Won't be no reaction video for SummerSlam tonight because I gotta work. And I'm not gonna wait until I get home to film myself. So I'm just gonna do a review in the morning, afternoon, whatever. So, peace.